Juanita. Lever. Dad. You guys ready? What? You ready to go get Juanita? Let's get out! Do it, go! That's it. Let's go.
It takes a lot of people, and you have to have a lot of help to make it go. And so my helper. It's not easy to be married to a coach, I'll tell you. It's in supporting me. She washes a lot of jerseys and a lot of dirty pants, and now she has to wash them for 2 schools, and so she gets involved in this, and she's a great support for me. I appreciate her. Let me mention some other people. There's so many people that helped us this year, but I'd like to mention some that have really put in a lot of time. And one is Bertie. Bertie, would you stand up? Bertie has taken over the Booster Club lead and has run with that this year, and she has hours and hours and hours. And as you know, our program is one for the, we must have the best high school program in the nation. And I know some of the other high school coaches that came to scout our game and got hold of one of those programs. I know one of them told me, he says, my gosh, I'm going to save that thing. He says, I've never seen anything like that in my life. And so Bertie was the one that spearheaded that and put that together, and I'm telling you, she put a lot of time into that program. That is not an easy project. The University of Washington probably has about 50 people to put theirs together, and Bertie did that thing all by herself, and a lot of footwork, and she learned a lot about making programs and selling ads, but she did a tremendous job, and she's been, I worked closely with her, and I just can't say enough about the way she's handled things this year. Thanks, Bertie. Along that line, I'd like to thank Warren White. Now, Warren is not here, couldn't be here, but Warren is with Savin Corporation, and Warren got involved in the program, Bertie got him involved, and got some of his money, and in fact, he got a lot of his money, as it turned out. He made a rather large contribution at the beginning, and then he challenged our team that for every time we win a game, he'd buy the pizza. And I think it cost him just about $3,000 worth of pizza this year. And so we appreciate Warren. I don't know whether he appreciates us anymore, but we appreciate his help. Hopefully we can get Warren to stick with us through the coming season. But that was really nice of him to get involved with our program. I'd like to also thank Larry Pentagon. Larry has been with us. Come down during the week and spend his time to look at the kids that they need to be looked at. And we really appreciate the time that he's given the program. Maybe we get his daughter to turn out next year and they'll stick with us. But I hope he plans on staying pretty close. We sure hope to have it for a few more years. Yeah, he's up with the rest of the team. But Don is the trainer, and his partner, Barb Murphy. Is Barb here? Where is she? Stand up, Barb. I appreciate all that they do for us. An important part of the football team is getting those guys on the field. They get banged up, and it takes some work to get back onto the field sometimes. And those trainers have really helped us. They do a great job for us, and we appreciate their work. Another person that's done a good job for us that we stole from Sammamish is a young man by the name of Brian Combs. And Brian, he's not here, but he goes to Sammamish, and Brian started working with us about 3 years ago. I guess Brian came with us and has done all the stats for us. And he likes our team better than their team, I guess, and has stayed with us all through his time at Sammamish. He's come to all of our games and taken stats for us, and I appreciate Brian's good work. It all starts, starting all over again here. We'll be getting ready for next year, and it takes a year to get things rolling and get going again for the next season. And it all started, we had our ice cream socials in the spring, and we had our golf tournament last spring, and our spring football camp that we started towing last spring before school got out. We were in the passing league down in Tacoma during the summer, and our kids did a real good job down there. I think our record was 7-2 in that passing league, and then we went to football camp in the fall, and that was putting that little project together was no easy thing. And the one who spearheaded that was Don Bernard. Don, let's get Don again. Their wins were, we wanted to be able to beat a good team. And that was their goal, was to be able to beat a good team and establish themselves. So when Whitfield came out to play us, that was their goal, was to beat a good team. The same thing was true with Newport. That was their comment after the game, and the same was true with Sammamish. And that's what happens when you become a good team, is that people want to beat you, because then that gives them credibility. And we have to realize that's what we're up against. That people believe that by beating us, they're beating a good football team. And that means we have to play that much harder and be ready to play against people who are going to be ready to play their hardest and their best to beat us. And we've got to be capable of playing always at our best. The guys that have really made that possible for our team to get to that point, are these gentlemen I'd like to introduce right now. Neil Buckmaster. Neil, stand up here. Tremendous job with linemen. And once again, I think this is probably the best line we've ever had. Neil, I think would agree with that. I mean, we literally dominated people at the line of scrimmage here at Bellevue High School. And, I feel very lucky to have Neil on my staff and as a coach on my staff. And he's a great football coach and a great person. I appreciate it, Neil. Thank you. And I know that these players and parents do. Pat Jones. Pat, as most of you know, played for us here. He's an ex-player. Didn't have a lot of size, didn't have a lot of speed, but had a lot of heart. It was tough. And was a great player for us. And very smart and intelligent. And Pat has come on our staff since the year he graduated, came on the next year, and now has been an integral part of our varsity football staff. And just a great coach and great young man, just graduated from University of Washington last year. And I love that guy, and I love to have him on my staff. Thank Pat. Keith Baker, again, Keith masterminded the leading offense once again. And that has become a regularity. That we're either at the top or near the top every year in the Kinko League. And we're talking about the league that's won the state championship in the state 3 years in a row and with a chance to win it 4 years in a row. And so we're not playing against a bunch of slouches in this league. This is a tough football league. And Keith has just done a tremendous job in coordinating the offense. And he's a great leader of young men, a great character builder, and a great example for us all. I appreciate Keith Baker, and stuff. To just say a couple words about the season, this is a special group. And there's just no doubt about it that these guys have come through a season that they can be proud of. And there were times during the season when they could hold in their tents and said we're out of it, and had just play the season out like a lot of teams do. But that wasn't good enough for these guys. They wanted to get better, and they got better. And we had a period there where we dropped them to Woodville, and then we dropped them to Newport and Sammamish. And that really what put us out of them, apparently. But we had to believe that if we just got better, and won, that anything could happen. And it did happen. Anything did happen. And we were back in it again, and we had a chance to win our division championship, and did it. We ended up playing Woodville and Interlake in the playoffs. And a great example of what this team accomplished is in what we did in that playoff game against Woodville, a team that had beaten us, and against Interlake, a team we had beaten. We came back in the second half and beat, but a very good football team who had been playing really well after that loss. And the stats point that out. Let me just point out a couple of statistics from that playoff game. When we played Woodville the first time, in one half, this is the first half, and we played them for just one half the second time. In the first half of our first meeting, Woodville had 197 yards in the first half, and we had 28. And that was a poor half of football that we played. The second time we played them in the playoffs, and this is in one half, they had 48. So they went from 197 to 48, and we had 77, which was enough to win. And we beat them 3-0 in that half. But there's been a tremendous change in our team and the way we played. But then we played Interlake in the second half. The first time we played Interlake, in the first half of the Interlake game, they had 212 yards against us in the first half of that regular season game. We had 67. 212 to 67. In the half we played in the playoffs, they had 96. We had 212 against them. So we got better. We got better as a team. And they kept working hard. And it paid off for them in the end. And they set goals to get better. And we just couldn't be prouder of a bunch of kids than these guys. I'll tell you, these seniors that we had this year, those guys are winners. And they're going to be winners in life because of the way that they set goals, they work, and they believe in themselves. And they're going to be good people in life. We'll give out the awards now to these young men who played on the varsity. I'd like the varsity assistant coaches to come up and help me now. We're giving these guys a couple things here, and then the other players from the JV and the freshmen and the sophomore teams, they got these too. This is a pin, a little lapel pin with a football helmet and a V on it. That's courtesy of Brian Witz and his dad, and we appreciate that. These are really nice little pins. Also, each of the players is receiving a program that has the record of the team, the varsity team, the coaches, the coaching staff. It has the special honors that the team received. 9 of our players receive all league honors, and those players are honored in there. There's a place for the special awards, and then on the back sheet there's a stat resume of the stats for the season. Each player will receive one of these as he comes up. First of all, the first people that we'd like to award letters to are our managers this year. And we have some really fine managers. Managers are sometimes harder to find than football players, and we had 3 very good ones this year. And the first young man is not here. I think he got crowned today. Paul Flatland. Paul could make it. I know Paul would love to have been here, but didn't make it this year. The next one is a sophomore, Jenny Trainer. Jenny did a lot of work for me in the summer, in the preseason. She did a lot of typing and things like that for me, and she was just a tremendous manager for us this year during the season. Our next manager is Kim Ospowski. She's a senior. Kim was a player last year, and this year she decided that she would manage, and she was a great value to us as a manager. Now I'd like to give you David was he played running back and defensive back, and I'll tell you, this guy came in as a baby. When he started the season, he was a baby. He was a little tiny baby. But I'll tell you, he came out of man. He better be a man or he never survived. Because they picked on Pingree. They were looking for Pingree. And I'll tell you, they picked on him. And they ran at him. And they threw at him. And he got better. And he got better. He better got better. Because they were going after him. And he got better. He ended up with 7 interceptions as a sophomore. And was voted on the all-league all-opponent team as a sophomore. Great guy. Our Our juniors are Donnie Gerard. Donnie played primarily defensive back this year and played on special teams, also as a fullback, and we're looking for great things out of Donnie this year. Thanks, Donnie. Eric Hogan, right here. Eric was played mostly on special teams and then was injured. Injured his liver and was out for quite a while, but played up on special teams at the beginning of the year for Leonard. Tyler Haddington. Tyler's a quarterback and a very good thrower, and he'll be in there next year fighting that quarterback position. Mark Landis. Mark is a center and did all of our deep snapping. Punts, PATs, field goals, and well, I'll tell you, he's an invaluable guy. You've got to have a guy that can deep snap. And he's doing your big trouble. So we're glad to have Mark come back next year. We're going to put about 20 pounds on him and feed him peanut butter and jelly. Peanut butter and jelly. Here you go, Mark. Good job. Next is Darren Bach. Darren's a junior and he's a two-year Leonard. Darren Leonard last year also. And Darren was a defensive end, played a linebacker. He played some tight end last year and played on a lot of special teams. And we're looking forward to have Darren come back next year. Thanks, Darren. Next player is Lance Johnson. Lance is a defensive back and running back and played mostly on special teams this year. Was on a kickoff team and helped bolster up our kickoff team. We got better during the year. You know, we got so we held our breath every time we kicked off. But Lance was one of those that stabilized the thing and got down there a good tackle. We're looking forward to having Lance come back next year and play for us. Thanks, Lance. Craig Pete. Craig's a junior running back and Craig, before the season even started, Craig got injured and put his hand down and broke a chip off his thumb and so was out for a long time. And that really hurts. Craig has a lot of speed and we needed speed. But he finally got back. He got sort of played with that little pass on there, came back and made some big runs for us against Thomas Jefferson. Had a big 100 return for a touchdown and ran for a touchdown on a flea flicker and had a real average per carry was real good. And we're looking forward to have Craig come back next year and go full speed for the whole year. Thanks, Craig. Matt just had his shoulder operated on. He's trying to get ready for next year. Matt had a shoulder problem all year and they repaired it the day before yesterday. And took some bone chips out, and we're expecting him to fully recover. Matt did a great job for us, especially when Mike Simpson went down and was injured. Matt stepped in, played offensive tackle, and he played in the playoff games against Woodville and against Interlake, and then played in the state playoff game against Renton. He got a vote for all league from Interlake for the way he played in the playoff game. So we're glad to have Matt come back next year. Jerry Delaney. Jerry played the linebacker, mostly defensive end for us, and got a lot of good experience this year. And we're looking forward to Jerry coming back. You know, he's a good-looking specimen and brought about 15 more pounds and he'll be a good player. Thanks, Jerry. Kevin Schindler. Kevin's another junior. Stepped in for us at linebacker. He started playing full-time about the fourth game. Kevin is a kind of a guy, he doesn't look like much, but Kevin has that sixth sense, which is he knows where the football is all the time. And he gets there. And Kevin can be blocked, and can be knocked off his feet, and he still gets the football, and he ends up being in on the tackle. So next year Kevin's coming back, and he ended up he led the tackle chart, although he didn't play in about 3 or 4 games, he ended up leading the tackle chart, being our leading tackler. Good job, Kevin. Another junior, Terry Buchanan. Terry is a second-year veteran. He started for us last year at the defensive back and running back, and came back again this year, had a great year, rushed for over 400 yards, had about a 5-yard per carry average. A tough defensive back, a good hitter, and they're dedicated. They worked hard in preparation for the season. They lifted weights. They got ready to play. And so it's our privilege to honor them tonight. First is Brian Abner. I think Brian's wrestling tonight. He's talking about wrestling. And Brian played on special teams, and this is his 3rd year in the program. He played running back, and Brian worked real hard to get ready to play. We appreciate Brian's efforts. David Kramer. David's 3rd year in the program. David played on special teams. He got pneumonia at the beginning of the year, so he had a real tough time getting healthy enough to play again. But he hung in there and fought and wheezed and finally got back on the field. We appreciate Dave's efforts. Good job, Dave. Eric Hunter. Eric's a 3rd-year player. He's another guy that came to football campus this summer on crutches, just got out of the hospital, had an operation, so he got a real slow start. And but hung in there and came back and helped us out. Appreciate it, Eric. Jeff McDougal. Jeff's a 3rd-year senior. Played center. Played center for us, played on special teams, the kickoff team, or the kickoff receiving team. And Jeff did a real good job. He was one of those guys that stuck in there, worked hard, played a lot on our scout teams, and those are the guys that help you win. Those guys that get beat around by the varsity, and he's a tough kid, hung in there and kept after it. Good job, Jeff. Matt Yates. Matt's another one of those guys that came in injured at the beginning of the season. It took him a while to get back on his feet. But he kept working, finally he got back in there, and he's a wide receiver, a defensive back, played on special teams, got in there and started playing as a receiver also at the end of the year. Good job, Matt. Greg Gaines. Matt's a 3rd-year player, running back, defensive back, played on special teams, and Brent was one of those guys that he also played a lot on that scout team. He was always the running back. He was the Paul Carr. He was Mariota. He was, what else were they? Bangboard. Those guys that we targeted. We go big target on his chest and went after him. But Brent got tougher and tougher. I'll tell you, he got so tough at the end there, he was running over these guys. And we appreciate Brent's Good work. It was a great inspiration to the rest of us. Thank you. Chris Moe. Chris is a second-year player. Chris came out last year and started playing for his knee quite early in the season, but worked hard in the offseason to rehabilitate that injury. Came out and played tight end for us. Had a big touchdown catch for us against Waco. And Chris did a good job. Ended up getting mono this year and had to slow him down. Lost about 20 pounds, but hung in there and stuck with us and came back out at the end. We appreciate Chris's good work. Agility was never one of his strengths. Maurice Hunter. Maurice here. Maurice is Maurice played running back and defensive back and had some big plays for us. Ran a swinging wing for a touchdown against Savannah. Rex Murphy. Rex is a second-year player in the program, came from Eastside Catholic and came in this year, played defensive end, and then he was injured for a while. And then at the end, when we lost Simpson at defensive tackle, he moved into nose man. We moved then Tom King to defensive tackle, and Rex really came on at nose man. He played a tremendous nose man. It's a big play for us in the playoff. And really appreciate Rex's good job, buddy. Next player is Mike Black. Mike was our kicker, and Mike made some great kicks for us. He was a tremendous contributor to our success as a football team. He had some great punts. He was voted, although his average per kick was not the highest among the kickers in the league, but he was voted by the other teams as the all-league kicker. And it was primarily because that when we needed the kick that rolled out of bounds on the goal line, or the short kick that we needed to go out of bounds, Mike could kick it, and that kills people. And you can put him in a hole like Mike could do. They remembered that. They remembered Mike as a punter. He was also a big place kicker. He was the leading scorer among kickers in the Kingo League this year. Just has dedicated himself to becoming a kicker. Did a great job. He worked harder probably than anybody on the team in the weight room to develop that skill. We really appreciate Mike's efforts. Good job, buddy. Tom King. Tom played offensive guard, and he was a nose man, and then another season as a defensive tackle. Tom did a heck of a job for us in 1 year in the program. He came from Eastside Catholic also, and he came in and played guard. And that is a tough position to play for us. To step in and play guard in our offense and learn all the techniques in 1 year is not easy. And I know Coach Buckman had to work with him and work with him and work with him, and Tom just stuck in there and was coached and coached and coached, and he contributed greatly to our being the leading offensive team in the league. Appreciate it, Tom. Good job. Mike Hill. Mike's a 2-year veteran, plays center for us, and Mike is a guy that's got a lot of spirit. He's a guy that the thing that really got us going, I think, that was important to our team was the way that Mike would come out of the huddle. When he came out of the huddle, he'd sprint to the ball, and when a guy sprints up to the ball, that lets the other team know they better be ready because we're coming to mean business, and that's what Mike did. And Mike got off to a slow start. He had the Expo syndrome at the beginning of the year. Spent all his summer at Expo and didn't spend the time he really needed to prepare at the beginning of the season. So he came out a little bit slowly, and he got sick. And at the beginning, everybody hung in there, got well, and got after it. And he was always down that defensive back, and I don't know, he cheated. Right? He was always back first. I never knew how. That is slow if you get to the defensive back. The other guy says, looked. Right? See that. Eric Horton. Let me just say that Mike was also voted first-team All-Division center. He was a first-team All-League player. Eric Corbin, was also All-League first-team on offense and defense. Offensive tackle, defensive tackle. He's also is a member of the All-Puget Sound what are they called? The All Puget Prep All-Stars. All Puget Sound Area Prep All-Stars. He's in the Seattle Times. That'll probably be out this Sunday. And I'll tell you, Eric is probably, last year he weighed 191. This year he weighs 252. And Eric has worked hard. He's eaten hard. I don't know, he is prepared. And he came back ready. And had a great year. He was amazing. I wish we could show you some film of what he does to people. And we have a play in which we want to counter, we pull the tackle. And usually when you pull tackles, they have a hard time not tripping over their own feet to get to the guys who supposed to trap. But I'll tell you, Eric flat out flattened people on the trap play. It was almost illegal. And you ask Vanderhorn, where's Vanderhorn? Vanderhorn here? Vanderhorn has been flattened by Eric more in practice than any guy I've ever seen. I mean, it was brutal. He didn't want to be up there with us because he knew the other Eric would be going after him. Eric did a great job as a leader. He had a lot to do with our success. Appreciate Eric. Eric's got a good future as well. 3 years here as a defensive end and tight end. He's just done a tremendous job for 3 years on the football field. 100%. This year he was the first team defensive end on the all-opponent team and second team tight end on the all-opponent team. Just did a tremendous job for us. Bob was his number of receptions as a pass receiver he was down quite a ways in the list on receivers. But yards receiving, Rob was 4th in the league in yards receiving, and his average per catch was over 25 yards per catch. And Rob did a great job. We're going to miss him. Good job, Rob. Mike Simpson. Mike was our starting offensive right tackle on offense, and he was our defensive tackle. Had a great year, was honorable mention all league as an offensive tackle. Had some bad luck in the Thomas Jefferson game and then missed the playoff because of an ankle injury. But Mike has done a great job for us. A tough, hard worker, and gets after it. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Not a bad heartbreak. Buzz. Buzz has been with us for 3 years. He's been a 3-year starter as a linebacker. I think he's been second on the chart for 3 years. He's been second on the tackling chart for 3 years. He probably holds the record for the most tackles at W High School in a career. Started every game for 3 years anyway at linebacker.
First couple of minutes.
When he played nose guard. That's right, he did start as a nose guard. He played every game you were here. Never got hurt, was never injured, never in the training room. You know. But then, the guy's indestructible. He was first team all-league as an offensive guard this year, and he was honorable mention as a linebacker, and I'll tell you, it's not going to be the same. That was. Thank you. Todd Bernard. This is Todd's 3rd year with us. Yep, 3 years in. Todd had a great year, I'll tell you. Todd's the guy that got the picture this year. And he's a guy that came to play, he determined that he was going to come to play. And on defense, he played free safety, he got after it. And did a great job for us. He prided himself on being with football, and being around the football, making something happen. And he's been a great leader for us. Played wide receiver and defensive back, did a great job. Thanks, Todd. Jeff Weaver. Jeff is a wide receiver and defensive back, first team all-league as a wide receiver. Ended up 4th in the league in receptions. He has that patented leader catch, where he stretches out, makes that tough grab, and lands right on his face, and pulls out of the football. He has some great catches, and we're going to miss this guy. He's a leader in the way he hustles, the way he works. He's worked hard to get where he's at. Did a great job, Jeff. Appreciate it. Eric Sunday. Eric was our quarterback. His 3rd year in the program has worked hard to become a good quarterback, and led the leading offensive team in the Football League this year as their quarterback. Had some key throws and runs for us. He made in the playoffs. Had probably the greatest run I've ever seen, and probably maybe happier than any run I've ever seen. But he ran against 77 yards against 66 against Interlake to tie it up. Interlake blocked the punt, got an easy one. Eric came back with a big run and scored the touchdown to tie it up. Appreciate Eric's efforts. He worked hard, led the team, was a real good team leader. We appreciate all the things he's done for us as quarterback. Gavin Young. Last but not least, Gavin Yost. Gavin has been a 3-year letterman. Started for us as a sophomore defensive back and was injured. Came back as a junior, made all-league as a defensive back. This year he made all-league as a running back, first team. Gained 1,116 yards. Played fullback for us, and our offensive fullback is a guy that makes it go. And he did a tremendous job of that for us. Tremendous runner with football. And he was second team as a defensive back. And ended up with, was it 13 interceptions? 13, 12 interceptions for a career, and just did a tremendous job for us. We appreciate all you've done, Gavin, in the last 3 years, buddy. Thank you.
I'd like to thank the coaches and my mom and all the moms who had the varsity team dinner at their house. It was funny, I think.
I think I'd like to thank the coaches for teaching me a little about football, and thank all the moms for all the good food. And thank the team for all the good times in the locker room.
I'd like to interrupt the program to let everybody know that Mike Black has been dressed by the country gentleman, recipient of the
came here from Eastside Catholic, and the way the season turned out, I really glad I did. It was great. And I learned a lot from the coaches, and I know for a fact after coming here that these are probably the best coaches I've ever played with. A lot better than Eastside. It's really a lot of fun, and thank you. First of all, I want to thank my mom and my sister because they kept me going a lot of times when I felt down after not doing too well in the game, and they really helped me out. And second of all, I'd like to tell everybody here that I really want to do something when I came to WI when I started playing varsity football. I kind of made it a goal to hope that these coaches would remember us as long as I know we're going to remember them. And I probably won't ever know if that came true, but that's something I really want to do. I'd like to thank them for giving me the chance to do it. I'd like to thank the coaches for 3 great years of football and 3 great years of hills. I'd like to thank the coaches too for 3 years of great football. When I first came here, I was more playing football just as before basketball, but now, being exposed to them, I give enough basketball just for football. I also like to thank my parents for putting up with me on game days.
I'd like to thank my parents because they supported me a lot with decisions, managers, and everything. And I'd also like to thank the coaches. And for you guys coming back next year, these are the best coaches in the state.
I'd like to thank the other players that are great respect. And also like to thank the coaches. I think I learned a lot more from everybody in school. And good luck next year. Well, first I just want to thank Mom and Dad for all the good stuff and all the moms that did all the team meetings, but especially like to thank the coaches for teaching us more than just football, with all the teamwork and the dedication that Coach Hatchell and the guys brought us was really important to me, and I just want to thank them. Well, I've been playing football for 3 years at WI, and I have to say it's been a great experience in my life. I've put so much time and energy in. I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm always in the weight room. Half the players, all the varsity players, they've been in the weight room, working out, and passing the league. It's been like just the basic the newness of my life, just in football. And now it's over, and this coaching staff has really put a lot of dedication and the will to play, the will to work, and stay out of the job the rest of my life. I know that. Thank you much. First of all, I'd like to thank my parents, and that kind of stole my line there. I was going to say it was the greatest experience of my life, which it truly was. And the coaches, they're the best. I can't say anything else about them. The guys, the friends I've made, and there's just no words to express the gratitude and everything for them. I'd like to thank Chaplain Todd, Rod for when he kept me all those long hours. It's been fun, guys. First, I'd like to thank my mom for filling up because I'm making labor still on my mind, so I can't accept it. Now I say to you guys, curious coaches, and I'd like to thank Coach Buckmaster for making such a great blocker. Sorry about that, it was a football game, but the ball's flying in my hand, there's no hole in the line, so. That's like just a great experience, there's a bunch of guys to work with, and I learned a bunch of things from the coach that are going to help me. I know for a fact down later on down the line, so I said, good luck next year, guys.
And I forgot a couple of important people that I'd like to recognize. That's our ball boys. And Ryan Castle, we're right here, right here. And Ryan Freeman, and our defense, Mike Wall, Kevin come in and kept sneaking Mike Wall in the game. Some of the coaches that aren't here tonight. Bob Rogers, Bob, I don't know, he really wanted to be here. And he had a tough choice to make. He could either go to Hawaii, some of these were voted on by the players themselves, and some voted on by the coaches. But I want to say that, as you vote on these different awards, there's a number of these guys that could have had them. They could all have one of these awards, and you had to make a choice. So it does give us an opportunity to honor a few of them, but there were many of them that could have won the award and not the award because they were all such a good group of guys and players. First one will give us the Offensive Captain Award, and I'd like Coach Baker to come up and do that. I never try to keep these suspenses with award winners by saying the name of games. I like to have them up here, stand here, and show you how close they are while saying nice things about them. The Offensive Captain is here, Terry Sumbeck. Not only just during this football season, but starting way back last spring when we got a passing camp, and through the summer he's always in the weight room. He's a real leader in passing league this summer, and making sure that there were enough people there, and just in general organizing things, and making sure we had footballs there and everything. A lot of really important leadership things he did. He was a hard worker in practice and worked really hard to develop his skills and techniques as a quarterback, and this enhanced his leadership ability too, I think. Also on the field, just a few things that Coach has already noted, and I'll just kind of skim over a few more things. He was, first of all, the leader of the number 1 offense in the league, and I think that speaks highly of him. He's fourth in passing in the league, and fourth doesn't seem too high until you realize that we're mostly a rushing team, and we probably run the ball 3 times as much as we pass the ball. And so to be that high in passing stats is really quite an accomplishment. He was also, I think, second in the league in touchdown passes, so that I think speaks highly of him too. And Coach Hatch has already mentioned his time running in several football games, particularly the playoff games, which we really appreciate. So I'm really honored to have him present the Offensive Captain Awards to Terry Sumbeck. I'd like to present the Defensive Captain Award, and that goes to John Van Dorpwijk. So we left John already as a 3-year starter, and he was our defensive signal caller, called all the defenses, and tried to figure them out from the field, figure out all the signals, and we appreciate John's leadership as a defensive captain. The team voted for those two. This one here the coaches voted on, and this is the Most Improved Player Award. Coach Jones will give that one up.
My winner of the Most Improved Award is Eric Gordon. Last room I saw this guy, he's about 191, and he's now about 252. And when he came in to do the weight room this summer, I saw Eric over the bench pressing, set up and stared at him for about 5 years. And I was just really worked hard, he was harder than about anyone else in the weight room. He dedicated himself to football, and he ended up being an outstanding player for it.
The Best Blocker Award, and also the Most Valuable Player Award.
at the beginning of the season, I tell the guys that I get, the guys that are the trench workers, the dirty guys, that probably the only two people in the world that are going to know what you're doing and how well you're doing it is the back behind you and your mother in the stands. Your mom's going to be looking at you. You're not going to see your name in the paper. Nobody's going to give you much credit because the back's going to take the whole by themselves. That's not true, but that's just a nice story. But everybody has their thing that kind of excites them. Okay? Mine is when I see 170-pound corners laying on their backs with people laying all over the top of them, making chest marks, making feet marks up their chest. That gets me going. Okay? That is a blocker. Now this year, the first time I've been here, we have 2 of those guys who do that. And I've never had 2 better blockers at one time. The first one is a guard, and the guard's job is to wipe out the corner. We run the sweep probably 2 out of every 5 plays. And his job is to wipe out the corner. Just clean him out. Take him to the ground, lay on him, take him to the sidelines, introduce him to his mother. I don't care. Just get him out of there. And this guy's done it for 3 years for me. But, there we go. Now, I had this thing all played out in my mind what I was going to say about the next guy, but then of course Ab has to step in and take my lines away, and it was a real skewer. Anyway, if you've ever seen the counter run, it's a fantastic play. It's a dirty, cheap, stinky block. But I'll tell you, if the guy does it right, something happens. Cortland does it right, because something always happens. Eric Cortland, best player. I'm telling you, this outboard's going to get that way too fast. I mean, a lot of space open right now. All the linemen are gone. Everyone, they're all gone. A lot of holes to be filled. I'm looking for guys that like to look big. Don't be big. For God's sake, just look big. That's good enough. Now, the last award we have is for the coach's award on who we consider to be the most valuable player that we have. Now, this may be out of order, but it's not out of order in my mind because it belongs to a lineman. It should belong to a lineman. Anybody who knows football knows that it should belong to a lineman because they do all the dirty work. And this year's recipient of the most valuable player award is Eric Cortland.
Give up Mr. Hustle Award.
The Mr. Hustle Award winner this year for the 2nd year in a row is Mike Hill. Like said, he really like the way he flies the football, really kind of intimidates the opponent, and he's always down the defensive back first. He's always awesome. Everywhere he goes, he gives you 110%. Wherever he does, you can't ask any more than Mike Hill. Good job.
A special award that the coaches vote on. Winner of this award has already been introduced. Is variously Paul Bauer, Keith Marion, Every Pangborn. He played well in practice and did a super job of it. And in the course of that, he really improved himself over the season. And by the time he got to the Thomas Jefferson game, he got to win the game and play himself. Brent Gaines did a super job. Best Tackler Award, and this usually goes to the young man who wins the tackle chart. Ends up as our top tackler, and that goes to Kevin Chisholm. Kevin got Kevin before. Kevin had a big tackle in football. We're glad to have Kevin come back. Thank you. Team as the most inspirational player, and this year's award goes to Todd Bernard. Todd, in those days when we had a couple losses and we could have just played the season out. Todd was one of those guys who got the picture of getting better, of getting tougher, getting after it, and he got excited on defense. And he got so excited that even the referees would come up to me at halftime and say, "You got to call him, there were 7 down." And Todd was not trying to be, the officials called it intimidation. And Todd was not trying to intimidate the other team. He was trying to get our team going, and he was trying to get after it, and get excited, and be enthusiastic, and he did a great job of that. He bled from the nose and the mouth, and he usually had blood all over his face, and he loved it. Thanks, Todd.
Coaches express our appreciation. You guys come on, be honest.
I was involved this week, some freshmen up here to give presents to their coaches first, and then the JV players also need to make a presentation to their coaches before we get to have our fun.
John, ask a quick question. This is what a freshman defense coach used to say. It's Mr. Washington.
I'll say something. These group of guys, I was in junior varsity. For me, it's a great experience to come join a group of guys that really want to work towards their goal as football players. And just what I've done with these 2 guys back here, it showed me that they had all the desire in the world to get to a certain point where they could develop a winning football tradition here at Dublin High School. Thank you.
So a lot of the seniors, football is probably the best thing in high school that we did. And a lot of it was because we had great coaches back then. Coach Hatch taught us a lot about football and other things, more than I learned at school, as I said before. And so this is just for all the guys today. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'd like to say just one more thing. There's one thing I found out this whole endeavor of playing football at high school here, is that in order to obtain what is called perfect execution, you have to go through a lot of reps. And a lot of reps is just, they're kind of hard, they get boring and they're tiring, and you just go over and over again. And, but you gotta do them, because if you want to do them, and you're doing well, you're gonna succeed. And Coach Baker and Coach Hatch, this year, they really got down on us. They were yelling at us if we didn't do them hard and stuff like that. But our stats speak for themselves. We were like the least penalized team in the conference. We had fewest number of turnovers, and we led the team in offense with like 300 yards a game or something. But that's one thing I'll take on in later life is hard work really pays off. So right here, Chief Baker's award.
These girls have put up a lot of stuff this year, you know, not the uniforms, not the guys, bad language and stuff like that. like to
We're supposed to say something. I had a lot of fun. I met a lot of parents, and I got to know you guys pretty well. And I'm looking forward to seeing you in the future. And thank you. I'd like to say thank you to the volleyball from the coaching staff and the staff. The seniors already graduated, but I guess half the meetings to kind of. I just wish the next year's football team good luck. You guys kick some butt.
Okay, first we got two presents for you. Our first one is a special gift from our graduating receivers. It's really special to us. And we think you can use it in late night poker matches. And we got an alternative for you too. Here we got some accounts. But we got a little inscription here, and it says, Coach Jones, thanks for making us the best blocking wide receivers. The 86 receivers. Thanks a lot. The linemen all got together and got Coach Buckmaster a special present. And I'd like to make everyone understand that the lineman's gift to W High School was blocking so that our backs could be all team-code and we could win all games. We gave gifts to this team all year long. But we wanted to give Coach Buckmaster something so he'd remember that we did that after he got other linemen blocked as hard, or maybe almost as hard as we did. So we'd like to give him something special.
Don't worry about paper around. Rip the chair. Linemen are kind of uncooped anyway. They just pop out. Very nice. There's sticking something I wish I could read. That's why I get PE. Right here. Bucky's boys, 1986 line. Hell with fun.
This year's left with a very fun lady named Tail. I think she's done a hell of a job. She put together programs. She put so many years together. I mean, at the beginning of summer last spring, before the football season, we must go to her house about twice a week for meals. And she makes us roast beef, you name it, and just put a really classic meal on. She's just done a great job this month. I mean, find out what she put out. It's incredible. It was super cool.
Oh, what a beautiful thing is that? I can't read. You have to put it on my glasses.
See a little football here. Football here. Can't see it, but it's great. And it says here, it says, the Wolverine Mother. Fall 86 on your boys.
More take the place where they never have the technique for. Hey, you guys, don't be strangers.